All right, welcome back in. I am Rob, that is Scott, and we are continuing down the ACDC highway to hell. And I will let Scott bring you up to speed with what we're doing today.
All right, guys, even though our first one was Highway to Hell, he's just saying the path that we're going down. And you know what? This is going to be pretty interesting because I wanted him to touch on an album that really doesn't get any credibility. It doesn't get anything played off of it live anymore. It hasn't for years. And it's just a 88 late 80s blow up your video, man. An album that I always really liked, and hell, over half of it I love. There's a few on here that's like most ACDC stuff is loaded with either good or There's hardly anything you can say that you hate except the Super Blues stuff for Rob, but an album that literally some of the best videos I ever done come off of this freaking album, and the one before this, which was Fly on the Wall. Man, I love those. Are my favorite videos right there, dude. And a jamming damn album. A concert that a lot of my friends got to go to. For some reason, somehow I was not able to go, and I've been pissed off ever since. But anyway, nothing I can do about it. So Rob's going to give you maybe a little take on it. I don't know if he will, but we're going to dive off. We're going to rank these songs, man, on how we like them. And a lot of things changed for me on this album too, man. A lot, even the number one spot. So, Rob, if there's anything you want to
Okay.
say or experience,
Yeah, going through this one a couple times, three times, if you count this morning. I've never heard any of these songs before in my life. Not a single one.
that's fucking amazing still.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't get time. I completely spaced out watching that video. I'll do it
That's
later.
cool.
Um, uh, my take on this album is now we're fucking talking. This is my kind of fucking music.
Thank you.
I mean, I am not disrespecting Back in Black and Hell's Bells and Highway to Hell and Dirty Deeds. I love those songs. I respect that sound. This to me is what ACDC should have been for my entire, to make me a diehard fan. If this was what ACDC always was, it'd be right there for me as one of my top fucking bands. This is melodic. Johnson actually fucking, raises his cadence up and down, holds notes out longer. Angus stops with the chop style guitar and lets notes ring out. This is much more, you could tell it was 80s.
Yes.
This was heavily 80s influenced, and that's what I love. I love 80s metal, and this fucking album, right now from the jump, 3 songs immediately upon first listen went right to my fucking private playlist on Spotify. So
fucking awesome, bro.
This is basically Back in Black with an 80s metal influence. Back in Black stuff's good. This is fucking great for me because it's got that 80s hair metal sound along with the classic ACDC sound. It's a perfect blend. I fucking love it.
That's why I went with it, man. Highway to Hell, yeah, you were better. You liked most of it, and you were good on it. But the Ball Breaker, yeah, half of it, and of course the very infancy, the blues kind of threw you off. I said, "Damn it, He's an '80s guy. I'm gonna give him a dose of blow up your video." Oh, just wait till you hear "Fly on the Wall," brother. Yeah, that's '85. So yeah, man. Look, I'm glad. thought you would. I
Yeah,
didn't know 100%, but I said, if anything grabs him and the way he likes the 80s and stuff, this should grab him. So, all right,
yeah,
good. Great.
yeah, absolutely. And it really showcased that I stand by it. Most of the radio play stuff you hear, whether it's Bond's era or Brian's era, the hit stuff, they all do sound like they all could have come off the same album. Not Bond's and Johnson's mixed, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
This is what I've always hoped they would have, and that's some versatility, some variation to the vocals, to the guitar
Oh,
work. I mean, this don't there. I swear to God, there's a song I was listening to on here. I swear to God, Angus is doing the hammer on and tap off fingerboarding, you know, and
oh, it
instead of
is.
just the regular old,
Oh, he does.
yeah, yeah.
He, and I know the
Like,
song.
this is finally an album where I can say, motherfucker, every song is a different song. It doesn't all sound the same. I love
Yeah.
it.
And like I said, and even in the old stuff, a lot of people, they just get into that groove with AC/DC and get that mindset. But if you pay close attention to a lot of their stuff, even their earlier stuff, even around the Back in Black, just wait till we get to that. The change ups, man, they do it. They're not the biggest. They're not biggest on that, no. But they do have them, and they usually catch you off guard when they do. And I've always loved that too, man. Yeah.
Wow, outstanding. Because my favorite song on this album, to me, is probably my favorite Brian Johnson song ever, and that includes Back in Black.
This is going to be interesting, man. I can't wait to see how you got this ranked, man. I'm telling you, dude. But I tell you what, I'll let you end off because I think you started Animalize.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you ended off Animalize, right? Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, with Heavens
so
on
I'll
Fire.
start this one. No, you start if you want to. Don't matter.
I'll start. I'll start.
Yes.
Just because that way you can kind of
Yeah.
keep guessing. This one, and I will preface this for the first time, I think, on an AC/DC video. There's not a song on here I don't like.
Me either.
So it's a matter of degrees of how I like it. The one I like least is This Means War. Don't get me wrong, this is a badass riff all the way through. The chorus is good. It's just, I believe it or not, I like all these songs so much that this song, as much as I like it, has to be number 10.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about any of these
And
songs.
that's cool, man. Like I said, dude. Yeah, man. I love it too, dude. I'll get there, and it's just and I'm gonna tell you something. AC/DC on several of their albums, a lot of them, they got that song, "This Means War," where they can say that through the whole damn song and make it sound
Yeah.
good.
It's repetitive as hell, but it works.
There you go. They're great. They're the best at that. I don't know anybody that's better than them in that. But anyway, okay. Let me see. How many tracks is on this thing? 10 tracks. All right. We're back to the norm. All right. My least favorite song on this is Nick of Time. This is kind of this is almost kind of un-AC/DC-ish song. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. Like I said, just like you, this album gets ass wiped by the whole probably AC/DC world, rock world. Like you don't, like you said, you've never heard anything, and I can't believe you hadn't heard a couple
No,
on here,
not
especially
a
on
single
MTV
song.
and stuff. You know,
And I remembered vividly the cover of the album.
yeah.
So I was aware of it, but for some reason I never heard a song off of this.
I love yeah, man. He's just exploding through the debate. And that's the MTV thing. Blow up your video. I mean, so. But okay, Nick of Time, by the Nick of Time. It's got a good beat, man, and they rock. The music's good. I just ain't as crazy about the lyrics on this song, but it doesn't tarnish it enough for me to throw it in the trash or anything. All these songs, like you said to me, are damn sure listenable, but some of them on here, man, to me are absolutely fucking spectacular and some of the best songs AC/DC's ever done. So I will get there to that.
All right.
I don't know what
Well,
band.
then my number 8 is going to be interesting to see how me never having heard it and it being one of your favorites, how much we jive here.
Yeah.
Looks like so far this could be close because my number 9 is Nick of
Okay.
Time. Like you said, I don't hate it. Just feels a little rushed for me.
That's facts.
But yeah, I mean it's real fast. Not terrible like speed metal or anything, but it just seems rushed. I think if they'd have slowed this down a time or so, it might have done it some justice. But there you go, number 9, Nick of Time.
Yeah, filler track, but a good filler track, man. AC/DC hardly ever has any bad filler tracks either, man. They do. Now, I will say that, and I know they will for you, but they're very rare. That's one thing I will say about them. Okay, number 9 for me. This was I think, the first single off of this album, man. And this song, it's never been my favorite on this album, dude. And I think the first video they came out with. And I think that's what Angus came out on stage with, if I'm not mistaken, that I was told on this tour. Heat Seeker, man. And this was the big song that was supposed to be on this album, man. And then another one, which we'll get to it, kind of took over and took its place. It's a good song. It's not, it's just, there's Brian singing this song. It just, I don't know, man. It just don't sound like his song. The way the tempo is, the way it's sung, because he has to change and get lower and stuff. And Brian's not good at low, and coming back. He's usually good at the same thing, but the song's not bad. It's a jamming song because I'm a heat seeker. I mean, it's good, but it's just where it is for me, man. I mean, it's about all I can say, because I like all these songs, but it's never been favorite though.
Okay. My number 8 is, oh, God damn it. Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
All right. I'm going to pause this and send another one because the echo has started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
You'll be on number 8, right?
Yep.
All right. Send me a link.
Okay. Quick technical issues that I hope have been resolved, and it seems like they have. I left off my number 8 was going to be Kissin' Dynamite. I did that, right?
Nope, that's the one you were supposed to do. Yeah.
Okay. So Kissin' Dynamite. This song, I love the riff. The chorus kind of lacks for me on this one. Like I said, these last 3 tracks are the ones that I'm so on. 7 through 1 are really good to great songs. Kissin' Dynamite was just a little generic for me, and a little lackluster, like I said, with the chorus. So that falls at number. What's that?
A little repetitive too, man.
Yeah. All right, it's up to you to number 8 for
number 8. Now, I'm gonna tell you something before I go any further. These 3 songs at the bottom for me are the so-so songs for me. The rest of them I freaking love, just like you said. And we matched number 8, Kissin' Dynamite.
All right.
Yep, it's not bad. It's just, when I was talking about repetition a while ago, AC/DC can pull it off great in most of their songs, but there is some songs that it's just a little overkill in not a good way. And like I said, it's filler track, Kissin' Dynamite, but it's a good filler track. It's got a good riff, it jams. Just that's where it fell because the rest of the songs are better to me. And
Yeah.
that's it, man. I mean, that's number 8 for me. We matched and locked horns on number 8 with Kissing Dynamite. All right.
All right. Number 7 to me starts out really awesome. Just doesn't carry through as strong as I would have liked, and that is Mean Streak. Uh, really good song. Like I said, now we're getting into the territory of songs that I really surprisingly enjoyed. And this is the start of.
Me too. And I like it, and I got to get to it myself, man. And my number 7 is Some Sin for Nothing, baby. Dun, 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 dun. What a damn intro. I mean, yeah, from here up was really tough, especially the middle section, man. I love it. The repetitive on this is good. Some Sin for Nothing. I mean, it's just dun, 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 yeah, and on this album and the Fly on the Wall album, if you'll notice, Brian Johnson's vocals, it's got kind of an echo.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a reverb, yeah, man. So yeah, it's both of them have that. Those are the only two though that I know of that have that. And yeah, man, Some Sin for Nothing, man. It's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, a filler track, man, but it's a damn good one, and it's a song that I've always liked and enjoyed. It's never been my number 1, but it's always been from here up. I really enjoy, and when I say I love, completely love, I'll let you know when we get to that one.
All right. My number 6 just missed Some Sin for Nothing. I had to do a double take because I just thought this was something for nothing, like, Motley Crue or Nothing for
Cinderella.
Nothing, like
Cinderella,
Cinderella.
yeah.
When I heard him singing, I'm like, wait, he's not saying, and I realized it's Some Sin for Nothing. Very cool. I love this riff through this thing. It's hard not to, as much as even the songs I don't like. The one thing AC/DC is clearly the master of is the riff.
Yeah, man.
The chorus I enjoy on this. It's a good, solid song, but like I said, we're getting up there now to where we're transforming from good to great for me. So, Some Sin for Nothing, number 6.
Awesome, bro. Okay. My number 6, we just swapped spots. Mean Streak. So yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a great song. I really like this song. The beginning's a little slow, but when they get in the middle ways, dude, they pick it up. I mean, they rock it out. Mean Streak. It's a good damn song. It just gets better for me as we go up, man. Yeah, man. It's just a rocking tune. It's a rocking tune. AC/DC, just a stamp tune, man. It's on the album. I will say it. It's unfortunately that AC/DC had these albums in the 80s that didn't register. They were always there, though. That's one thing I'll say about AC/DC. They were never about snubbed out. The only time that they were ever about snubbed out was when Bon Scott died and they went to his funeral in Scotland, I think is where it was at. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And his parents were there, and the band literally went up to him, Malcolm and Angus, and asked them, what should we end this, or what should we do? They asked him, what, and they looked at him and said, you don't stop, man. Bon would never wanted that. You keep going. You keep jamming.
Yep.
But that's just a little story for while I was thinking of it. But Mean Streak, number 6 for me, and a great damn song. And we're going to just get better. So,
All right. Number 5. That's the way I wanna rock and roll. This is a very anthematic song. I know I can tell since you wanted me to watch this video, you had higher hopes for it. But
No,
there are
yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, dude, from here up, bro, it's hard.
yeah,
AC/DC is gonna be harder than Kiss. I mean,
yeah.
I'll just go ahead and
I
tell you.
mean, this to me is the most traditional AC/DC song on here as far as Brian Johnson's era goes. And maybe that's why it didn't register as strongly as the top 4, which are more hair metal esque. But it's a great song, a great groove. It's a great chorus. It's just a little too AC/DC for me. It's a little too, uh, your standard AC/DC anthem, Back in
Yeah,
Black from
man.
those fucking
Yeah,
rock. I mean, those are good songs. It's just I'm looking for something different, and I found different 4 through 1. So number 5, still a good song, still a listenable song. It's just that's where it falls because it's not. I mean to tell you, especially 1, 2, and 3. I am not lying to you. They are on my Spotify list as we speak. They
good.
are that good. They are that good to me. So that's where this one falls.
And that's why I'm glad you're doing this, man. And I didn't know when we started this. I didn't really know what you had heard by AC/DC, what you hadn't heard, but I did know that there were probably going to be some albums that you probably hadn't heard at all. So there you go, man. All right. Number 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. Coming in with the bass. Give me that rough stuff, baby. Yeah, man. Hey, freaking badass, bro. Like I said, AC/DC to me is the damn hardest band because they don't stray much. And when they do, they still keep that damn rhythm, man. And she's a sinner. She's a sinner. I mean, damn right, man. I fucking A, bro. I could go on and on. I love them, man. I love them, and I love these albums, man. That people don't give any attention to. I don't know how, but fucking rough stuff. Number 5, man. It's all good,
Well,
dude.
I mean, I can go on record as an outsider here and see, and I can see why uh, your traditional Bon Scott and even your Back in Black Brian Johnson AC/DC type fans would not like this album because this is less straight in your face rock and more 80s rock with the hair metal type sound in it, um, which is a delight to me. But I could see this kind of be like Dynasty or something to diehard, early 70s Kiss fans. I'm not comparing the sounds. I'm saying how it would offend people who like the traditional sound.
Well, if you think about it, this came out in a time, man, where Def Leppard Hysteria had just came out the year before. You got Bon Jovi, you got all they. If this album would have came out in '84 or something like that after Flick of the Switch, man, or after For Those About to Rock, dude, you may have had a totally different fucking vibe for that. I mean, it's funny how that
Metal fans are funny because and I was guilty of it to a small degree, not nearly as much as people like I'm not going to say you personally, but the people like you who just want to fucking rock out. They like all the heavy music. They were so afraid to, yeah, they were so afraid to actually give something a chance. I think visually, even though the 80s metal worked great for me visually for most bands, I think the traditional older fans, especially than me, who grew up with bell bottoms and just black rock t-shirts and belt buckles of their band hated that look so fucking much they just assumed the sound was gay or stupid because it was coming out of that look.
yeah, and I
um,
don't understand that because
Metal fans and hard rock fans are some of the most loyal, but they're loyal to a fault to where they won't even give their own fucking band a chance to try something different.
yeah, man, the passion's that deep. You know,
Yeah.
the hate and anger can be, I mean, we've already done that, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
that more passion can be just as much as the love passion, bro. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why you're right. And I've said it before too. Metal and hard rock fans will always be the more passionate fans than any other genre ever because we've
Yeah.
kept this shit alive. I mean,
Yeah.
look, man, this is
And we
freaking
had to
awesome.
fight for it. Our music was never mainstream. It was never fucking on every radio station. It wasn't on every TV station and shit, magazine covers. And we had to fucking have our own little cult to follow our band.
Yeah, at one time until they started softening their sound and doing Every Rose Has Its Thorn and Is This
Yeah.
Love? And that's only how they got on the radio stations, man.
Yeah.
And I
All
love
right. So,
ballads,
oh, yeah. If done
but
right.
but there's some of them that I can't fucking stand, just like you. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
but
The
anyway,
cheese
bro,
factor, that's another conversation. Okay,
yeah,
so my number 4, we're just missing here on some stuff, and this is Rough Stuff.
wow,
This almost made it into my top 3. It was very close between this and the next one. My number 3 just edged it out this morning as I was refining the list, but a great song. Nonetheless, like I said, the top 3, I cannot stress how much I love them. So, Rough Stuff, great song.
okay, bro, yeah, I didn't know how we were going to lock up on this one, but I can tell. Yeah, I can tell if Rob really listened to this album. He really listened to this album good, sir, and I'm
Three
so glad.
times.
Yes,
Three
sir.
times.
Okay, number 4 for me, right? All right. This one was tough. This could have been a lot higher, man. These 4 here could have been in any spot, bro. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. I love the intro to this song because it's nothing but it takes off mellow, and then that drum beat comes in, and dude, they are just rocking, dude, for a minute or so before Brian starts singing. And this is Tooth Up, baby. It is freaking badass. What a fucking beat. And Brian just got that. He's damn near talking with his vocals. He's having a conversation that's not as ACDC ish, but it fucking works, bro. I love this song. It's got that beat you just can't sit still to. Damn right. Two's up, baby. I love it. It could have been anywhere.
All right. So now we're into my battle of the top 3 for me. And it was tough because it's like 1A, 1B, and 1C for me with these 3 songs.
Yeah, man.
Number 3, we just miss. Well, no, that's my. Okay, forget about it. Number 3 is Go Zone. This song is so fucking melodic and awesome. Uh, did not see any of these top 3 coming from AC/DC at all. To me, these are the ones I said. If you take Brian Johnson's voice out of it, you wouldn't know it was AC/DC. But man, Go Zone, I tell you what, Go Zone and my number 2 were flip flopping last night. And it just, I stopped even trying. I don't care because I don't view any of these as 1, 2, and 3. I view these top 3 all as my number. So just throwing
Awesome.
Go Zone there. Instant playlist for me, as are the next 2.
Well, we're not going to hit on any more, but I'm going to tell you right now, brother. I still ain't got the Go Zone yet. And wow. Yeah, man. Just a phenomenal fucking song, man. Okay. My number 3. And I know it fell at the bottom for you, but I've always loved this up tempo. No. This is AC/DC. This means fucking war, baby. And I know it's repetitive. It'll rock your damn socks off, bro. You cannot. It's from start to finish, high octane, brother. And I love it. I've always loved it. A lot of people hate this song. I don't know why. I guess because of the repetition Like I said, man, it's repetition. When I tried to explain it before with Kiss, just like AC/DC, just like every band that I love, there is repetition that I love that works for me, that fits, and there's repetition that does not. And this fits all damn day long to me, man. That's just my opinion. Uh, he is just singing his ass off, and do you know what it means? And this means war. And then they just start rocking the fuck out. That's my number three. It's moved up, I think, a few spots. It's never been my number one, but my next two, I'll get to it. I'm not going to go ahead and say it, but that's my number three. This means war.
All right. My number two, your number four, Two's Up. This is another song that completely took me by surprise. Almost made me want to double check to make sure my Spotify didn't, skip ahead to some other similar artist or something. And totally not in the AC/DC sound as far as my ears were expecting. Great fucking chorus. I love the title of the fucking song. Like I said, 1, 2, and 3 could all be one. So Two's Up for me.
Hell yeah, man. And I'll tell you, I've said it before again. I don't know how many times. I don't know if I'll be a broken record for this. I love songs with intros that rock and are not too much, and it fits the song. I don't give a damn if they're rocking out for a minute before they start jamming, before they start singing.
Yeah.
I love that shit, bro. All right. Okay, man. My number two, which has been my number one on this album since it came out. It's the only time in history that this album that it's ever dropped from first place. And like I said, it could still be first. Like I said, these top half here, man, I love all of them, dude. It's just fucking tough for me. But the last couple of days, I've been jamming this damn album so much, man, and it just dropped one spot. The video is fucking fantastic. You will laugh your ass off when you see it. That's why I wanted you to see it, man. That's the way I want to rock and roll, man. And I'm telling you, dude, that is a AC/DC Angus toe tapping across the damn stage song, brother. And it is high octane, and it is fucking perfect to me from front to back. But there's one song that beat at this time. This has always been. It is the anthem. You're right. It was the first or second release. I can't remember if Heat Seeker was the first release, and this was the second, or this was the first, and I think Heat Seeker was the first release. But this was the one that actually garnished most of the attention. That could have been had for AC/DC at the time. And
and it's kind of like I said when I covered that song, is because this is much more Back in Black style tune.
Roll. I'm gonna take this town. I'm gonna turn it around. Yeah, we're gonna roll.
All right. Well, my number one, I have to say, shocks me that you had it so far down in your list, because this song struck me immediately and through several listens each time. So, in other words, 3 times going through, I listened to this song more than once in a row. Heat Seeker. I mean to tell you, and this is the biggest one to me that you're right. It's not a Brian Johnson song. This could have been done. Yeah, this could have been done by Tom Kiefer. This could have been done by John Bon Jovi, Joe Elliott. You name your big 80s metal guy that get ready to roll. I mean, he's harmonizing with himself. He's melody. It's just up and down with his vocal range. That's what I've been waiting for. That's the stuff I love, where the almost like his melody with his own verses is its own song, and then it goes into the Heat Seeker heavy part. I fucking love his vocals on this. This is the most impressed I've ever been with Brian Johnson's vocals. He now showed me he's more than just a fucking screamer.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's what I was waiting
Yes,
for.
sir.
That's why I love this song so much. Anybody watching this channel knows I love melody. I love a vocalist who can mix up his range up and down, and this is perfect.
And don't get me wrong, I do too, guys. But I think that me being an AC/DC head for so long, it kind of hit me as that's just not them. You know, that's just uncharacteristics. And don't get me wrong, I like the song. There's nothing on here that is not playlist worthy to me, man. AC/DC, it's hard to find anything to throw out their playlist for me. I mean, just for the record, bro. But it's just not my favorite on here. But just like with a lot of people, man, that it is theirs on here. A lot of people love that song too, man.
And as much as I love this song and it being a release, I am just dumbfounded how I've never heard it in 50 years of my life.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
An MTV freaking video, bro. Angus coming out on a damn missile, man. You know, rocking and shit, man. I mean, I give it to these guys, bro. And that's something that if I'm going to do a band now, you can correct me or you can go with what you would want to as a band. The one thing that really I love about AC/DC's live shows, whatever album they're doing, dude, that's what is represented in the background, and that's what they'll come out to. This right here, they opened up with Heat Seeker, man, and they came out on stage with a damn missile coming, you know, him coming out on a damn missile rocking. Ball Breaker, man, there was a big crane there, and it had one of them big balls. You know, I was at that one.
I saw pictures of that. That looked cool as hell.
Yeah, and it knocks that down.
They were riding on top of the son of a bitch.
Yeah, now that was Brian doing that. I think in the show somewhere, but right before they come on stage, it would be making this real loud, you know, squeaking noise, and it finally gets enough weight to hit that building and knock it down. And when it does, Angus comes running out there. Oh man, they just start fucking rocking. I mean,
I completely agree with you. That's one thing. As much as I love Kiss, and they were revolutionary in setting the bar for pretty much everything, the one mistake they always made, I won't go as far as to say the closer, because that's pretty much the formula for every band in every genre. The opener should never be the same 2 tours in a row, ever. Unless for some reason you're doing a special, you know, Lost Cities tour, and but once you've got a new album out, that should be represented fucking immediately. They've done it a couple of times, but they fell way too in love with the formula of opener and closer, and not only just opener and closer, but anything post encore, you could pretty much guarantee what those were going to be. And that's a big problem. And a lot of the Kiss podcasts, not to get too sidetracked, will bitch and moan and whine saying, we're not talking about set lists. We're not. Well, it's valid, motherfucker, because a big reason of why Kiss got stale to a lot of people that were big fans like you and me. I even heard Brandville's story several times when he went to take his wife and his daughter to one of the shows. Well, it got to like the second to last song. He's like, okay, let's go beat the traffic, because he knew how the fuck it ended. I mean, there's only so much you can add visually to make somebody stay with you. That's great for first timers, but Kiss never catered to their diehard fans ever. They always catered to their fucking who can we grab and bring in. And while that's a decent strategy for your albums, for your live show, you better cater to the ones who are buying your shirts, your posters, your tickets, driving across country. Those aren't your fair weather fans. The fair weather fans might buy your album. Okay, fine. Give them something different on an album, but your fucking tour should always be a surprise to your diehards. Kiss became way too cookie cutter. especially with Detroit Rock City being the fucking opener, that if this is what AC/DC does, that you're telling me that's fucking awesome, because that's the way it should always be. You should never know. You should never know going to your favorite band or even the latest, newest band, unless you're like my brother now, who goes to Setlist FM and stands at the concert and says, "Hey, this is coming next." I don't want to know what's coming next.
No.
You should never know what your band's going to start with. Them lights should go out, and you should be just fucking anticipating what the fuck's going to happen. What song is it going to be?
And the dick fuck on the phone over here, man. Don't you fucking talk to me, man. I don't want to know what the hell is coming, bro. You sit there and stare through your damn phone the whole concert. I don't tell me shit, bro. You know, so yeah, man, and that's what I always loved about them. They're gonna represent what album they're doing at the time, whether it's that one song that they open with, or most of the time they will play at least 2 tracks off their new album, man. And, you know, they will.
Kids used to do that too until the goddamn reunion, and then Psycho Circus. Did they play anything other than Psycho Circus live?
Into the Void.
Well, that's just to please Ace fans.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this ain't a Kiss podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Because believe it or not, wait a minute. They played Into the Void on the Psycho Circus 3D show, which I didn't get to see. Now, when they announced the farewell, Ace was back to sing and shocked me. They didn't sing it no more, and I'm glad, to be honest with you. But,
Yeah.
Okay, man. Number 1 for me, and you touched on it. It is your playlist, and went to number 1. And this song will rock your ass. You cannot fucking not jam. Yeah, it's the Goes On, baby. Boom. That fucking beat, man, just rocking out, bro. And he's, ooh, yeah, man. And they're jamming. They're just jamming, dude. Fuck yeah, man. It's the first time it's ever been number 1 for me, but it's always been there. I found this song on my own when I bought the CD, man, because the only thing I had seen or heard was Heat Seeker, and that's the way I want to rock and roll. But, man, when I went through this album, I'm like, damn, man, they could have really put out 2.
I tell you what, and I'm obviously entire albums now from AC/DC I have heard are the ones we review. So we got Highway to Hell, High Voltage, Ball Breaker, and now Blow Up Your Video.
Yes.
I'm not saying some of those others, especially Highway to Hell, don't have my favorite songs on there aren't better than these. I'm not saying that, but as a total album so far, this is my favorite album so far.
I was curious. I thought it would be, but I didn't want to really say because I didn't want it to backfire. So I was kind of gambling. Like I said, I was stretching you from beginning to the 90s, and I said, well, let's throw him in the 80s here, and we're going to see how this goes, you know. And I didn't want to just start in order, man. Let's just like with Kiss, let's just jump, man. You know, to hell with it. Yeah, man. And AC/DC, man, my hat's off to them, regardless if they got the credit. And they did get the credit because they always sold out every damn where they played. It didn't matter what fucking album or what tour, you know. But they didn't go along with the gang, man, in the 80s, man. And I guess that's why they didn't get as much attention, because the bands were getting so big, and their hair and their color and their, you know, I mean, literally, and I loved all of it. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they just kind of refused to walk the walk and talk the talk. They stayed true to form. They kept rocking. They kept their same look. They did get a little.
And they came back into relevancy. And that's why, without getting back into Kiss, that Bruce Kulick video I did, his quote is, whether they were struggling sales or attendance, and by struggling, people, we're talking more sales and more attendance than an Ace Frehley gets on the solo, right?
Oh yeah.
Revenge,
Yeah.
whatever. They would just had to have went from trying to book 10,000 seaters to 5,000. They still would have done fine. And like
Oh yeah.
Bruce said, if we just would have weathered the storm, we would have come out the other side after grunge just fine. And they would. And that's where I do have to give it to AC/DC because they never panicked. They never changed. Um, Now you could say that's bad for me too because I like the different styles that say Kiss put out, Def Leppard, some of these bands when they would tinker with sound. But when I say they didn't change, they didn't massively sacrifice who they were. They kept with it, and if we don't come out of it, we don't come out of it. But we're going to do it all the way,
Yep.
and that's what I think Kiss should have been more focused on instead of trying to beat whoever was on top of the hill. Just try to stay on the hill. You don't need to be king of the hill. Just stay on it.
You will reclaim your throne, brother. Trust me.
Yes.
Because when you
Yeah.
do that, you're still catering to the diehards. It's not going to go away, bro. And
Yep.
they stayed true to their fans, and they never faltered. They never
Yeah.
faltered. And they was trying to talk them into doing it, dude. And look, when you see pictures of them on Fly on the Wall, they're still the same AC/DC, but their hair is the longest it's ever been, and their color is a little bit more, but there's no change in the derby hat and the jeans and the jacket and the schoolboy uniform. Their hair's a lot longer. The videos are made a little bit more flashier, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
You had
But
to. You had to do that. Yeah.
yeah, but the videos are fucking phenomenal. I won't tell you about those because the Fly on the Wall videos to me is the best videos AC/DC ever made because there's like 4 videos they made off of that one album, and it's funny as hell because it's an old bar in the ghetto in New York City, and it says on a sign outside AC/DC tonight. So when they first take the stage on the first video, there's about 3 or 4 people in there, man. A couple of them shooting pool, somebody's at the bar drinking. And then the second song, there's a little bit more people in there. Third song, hey, it's about half full. By the time they ended, that place is packed, rocking like hell. The damn place gets tore apart, and they're standing out on the stage. The building's tore down. You can see the Sears Towers in the background. Angus is hopping across. It's fucking awesome, man. Damn, it's awesome. Yeah, it's a whole sequence right in a row. They done that to perfection. I've never seen nobody do that before with videos in the same setting, making a statement.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. But anyway, we'll get to that.
All
man.
right. There we go. Hey, what happened to your video? There you go. You're back.
You are? Okay, well, look, guys, hey, just in case AC/DC blow up your freaking video for real. It's a great album.
Yeah, you better pop back in. There you go. Well, you're froze, so I have a feeling you're not here. So I will close this out and then I will let you know when we can chat. So there you go. AC/DC blow up your video. More technical issues. You got to love streaming. And until next time, thanks for watching.